Okay, so it is, I guess, day 3, but only because day 1 was a Friday, and this is video 4, maybe 5. Nick has no idea that I've made an entire mini series on this that you can subscribe to. But he's back out here, put the risers on, right?
Yep, we got to screw them down. You got your baffle in there, and your safety lid.
Oh, the inspector, by the way, they're driving away right there. So they checked everything off, because what it seems like, and I've actually heard rumors about you now.
Oh.
That you just do really good work. So that's yeah, the inspectors love people who just do really good work.
Oh, yeah.
And then got this one all set up.
Yep, another baffle in there.
Have you ever had to crawl into a septic tank?
More than I'd like to admit.
When you come out, you're just not the same person anymore, are you? I've seen stuff.
I tell employees, like, I'm going to ask you to do a lot, but believe me, I'm not going to ask you to do half of what I did. So don't complain.
That's funny. All right, so he's got the manifold over here. The manifold is what this runs into, and the manifold, just like on a water system, it just basically spreads out the load. So you got the 3 drain fields here, 2 40-foot, 1 20-foot. If I'm getting any of this wrong, please let me know.
No, solid pipe carries the water to the perforated lines. You got a 20-footer, 2 40s, 8-inch gravelless pipe with a geotextile liner wrap around it to help wick it around the pipe and distribute it.
So question for you. So my father was here over the weekend, and he had a system put in Florida that he said the drain field looked more like a dome shape to it versus a pipe. So what's the difference between the two?
That might have been called infiltrator panels.
Okay.
And what it does is it'll have these domed panels that solid pipe will carry water to, and they're basically open at the bottom.
Oh.
And it'll go into there, fill that one up, and then transfer onto the next one. And that's how those work.
Is there any pros or cons to that type of system?
The reason why I don't like to use them is, from what I've seen, especially in the sand, is it'll swell up underneath it, and it'll take up that void and fill in.
Oh, and with these being closed, you don't have that chance.
It's not as much of an issue. Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, but you still have the same crush possibility with something like that too, right?
Oh yeah.
Probably even more so, since there's no complete
it's not like a
structure. Yep.
So.
Very cool, man. You're knocking this out. And typically, if you had started like on an early Friday or a late Thursday, you probably would have knocked everything out in one day, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then it's really just the health department coming by and doing their part.
Right, and just timing everything up.
Very cool.
I mean, we didn't start really till the afternoon.
Oh, by the way, I've been green lighted to get an excavator. It's been sitting out here, and every time I drive by it with my wife, I was like, I want one of those.
I want to keep dropping the hints.
I have, and she goes, okay, if you can clear something off of the property, we can get a mini excavator. Now, here's the thing. I'm starting to justify all the different projects I can do with one.
Yep.
And I'm realizing I can keep it pretty busy. Now, I know most people are going to say just rent it, but correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure you've rented equipment before, as have I. And the biggest problem you have is doing everything that you think you want to do with it during the period of time that you have it, and then hopefully returning it in a way that they're going to be okay with.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you can always find something to do with one of those.
Yep. So I want to do plumbing. I want to run plumbing over here. I want to run plumbing back. I want to clear out the pond over there. That's going to be the big thing, because I can't drive a tractor into the pond. Right. So clear the thing out. But yeah, it seems like you can always find something to use a mini excavator for. And here's a question. If I had the mini excavator, would it made, like for instance, if I wanted to work with you and you're like, my equipment's over there, could you have operated mine, or do you prefer to?
If it absolutely works out where mine is tied up and making money with it, then otherwise we tend to want to use ours, because we've got quite a bit of investment there that we need to keep working.
That is true.
People ask all the time, and unless it absolutely works out, but that's not.
And you don't want to take the liability that some piece of equipment just happens to fail or have a problem and can't do the job. I love how when you described your tractor when you got it, you're like, it was the perfect size for what you needed. Anyways, you guys did a fantastic job out here. So maybe I'll get an excavator soon, and maybe I can
some lessons.
I can get some lessons on it. Yeah, I want to do some really cool acrobats.
Recommend getting a thumb attachment so that once you demolish anything, it's really easy to pick it up and put stuff in there. It
appears as if the thumb attachment is almost a no-brainer for this type of usage.
Right.
You know, if you're just going to be digging holes, maybe not. But for any time of, moving equipment, stuff like that,
is awesome.
And it acts as a crane too. A lot of people don't realize that you can use something like that like a crane.
You can even get attachments.
Yeah.
Put a cable on it and a hoist and all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of attachments.
I'm totally trying to justify it more. So yeah, the better the case, and I can build mounds for my mountain biking, all sorts of stuff, man. Hey, I appreciate it. You're the catalyst for me possibly having an excavator pretty soon.
Toys.
Yes, sir. All right, so back on topic. He is about to hop in the tractor. He's got his employee out here with him today, and he's about to start covering up all the pipes, spread everything out. And I told him, if you have any extra dirt, aka this giant pile of extra dirt, which some of it's going to go back in here, a lot of it will cover up that, but he's going to mound it up over there for me so I can use it later. But yeah, it's almost done. Very cool. I'm glad the inspection went through very, very smoothly, very quickly, and everything looked really good. So instead of him doing all of it with that, because there's some interesting spots, I just went ahead and got the tractor out, and I'm going to help him fill in some of the drain field. So just a quick update. We got about 6 feet filled. He's moving a lot faster than I am because he can just rotate and dump, and I got a bit of a longer process between dumps than he does. He's got the 3-foot bucket on there too, and a significantly higher lifting capacity. His lifting capacity is actually able to probably pick up 2 of these tractors. Yeah, all he's doing is demonstrating why a mini excavator is better than a tractor. He is moving so much more dirt than I am, so much quicker. It's insane. Even this relatively small 305.5 E2 is able to move so much dirt. I mean, so quickly. It's just, because with this, I have to find the dirt, scoop it up, come back around, lay it down, whereas he's just sitting in one spot, and he has such a long reach that he can get to every aspect of it. Yeah. That's awesome. And again, he can lift so much more in terms of overall weight than I can. Even though at the end of the day, the bucket is probably about the same size as the bucket on the tractor overall. Yeah, he can move a lot more of it much quicker than I can and get it to where it needs to go from where it was. So I decided to put the tractor away. You know what? My little tractor showing up to move earth like a mini excavator is the equivalent of a Ford Ranger showing up to an F450 convention. It's just a bit inadequate. I mean, this guy knocked out all of this in such a short period of time. All right, we're back out here, all covered up. Been filling up the tank. Don't have to fill it up all the way. I think he said about half full is what he prefers. Been running it for, I don't know, probably about 30 minutes. It's gonna take a lot longer than that to fill up though. He's in the process of installing some additional spacers or extensions for the tops there, since he's bounding up the dirt a little bit. Yeah, everything's coming along very well. All right. So how much water do you figure we have in there right now?
Maybe 150 gallons.
Okay, how much should we put in here, you think?
Usually we look for at least 2 feet is usually good enough
Okay.
for the weight. But yeah, I mean,
Another hour or so?
yeah, how long have you had it going?
Maybe 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Yeah, I'll say 1 hour.
Okay.
That'll get a little bit to transfer over there, but you'll be good.
Okay. And you're gonna put one more of these on over here.
Yes.
And that's pretty much it.
We'll just go ahead and cover it up, and then it'll be easier for us to just dig out that little section and stick
Okay.
one on. All I had was one more with me.
Good deal. I'm gonna talk e-bikes with them, but I'm gonna wrap the video up since we're pretty much done here, right? It's just adding the riser here, mounting up some dirt, moving that over there with this beautiful Cat 305. This was the star of the show, man. I mean, you're badass on it, but this was the star of the show.
It does everything I
Yeah,
need. It's my favorite toy.
I'm eyeballing them now.
They got
So-
all sizes.
Well, I figured I don't need anything this big. Maybe a size or two smaller, but the part that I really like is the reach. What's the reach on this one?
This one's 12 feet.
Yeah, and that's a big deal, because you know, and that's also going to determine how much you can load it up too, right? Because at its farthest
Size.
extent, you're going to put a lot of leverage on whatever side
Close
you're
to
lifting.
yourself.
Yeah, so I may have one of these very soon.
They've got 301s, 3015s, 302, 5, 3s, 35s. So they come in.
Here's the deal: you do commercial work. Cat and commercial work are kind of synonymous.
Oh, yeah.
Me, I'm gonna look for like a Bobcat maybe, or like a Kubota, or maybe what's the other one that you see a lot of? John Deere.
John Deere. I
Yeah.
think there's JCB.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, John Deere, Cat, those are both pretty comparable in price. They're both more of the higher end.
hmm
You can get the Bobcats a little bit cheaper.
But from a service perspective, you know, how many hours do you have on this one?
I think around 1,700.
Okay. Have you had any major service issues? Anything that would require it to go back to them?
The only thing that I had, I re-shimmed my stuff because sometimes we're banging when we're crushing some of these tanks on the concrete. I need to
Okay.
get a hammer for it, but again, that will wear out your bushings and your shims and stuff like that. So number one, grease. Number one deal you got to do is grease them. So we grease a lot, but I'm pretty hard on it when I'm operating it, because I know what it can do, and I'll max that thing out. And I'm pulling myself up off the tracks and leveraging myself. The only thing I had was something shorted out in my timer here, and it smoked out and shorted something out.
Oh,
so
wow.
I had to come out and figure what that was. So that's why the hours keeps track there and on the computer, and that one doesn't work anymore, so the hours are on there.
Okay. You know, the part about owning an excavator that I just saw here is that I could move all this stuff with the tractor, but I'll be here all day. This tool is specifically for digging and moving dirt, is what I've noticed. Like if you had a Bobcat or a Caterpillar out here, or sorry, if you had a skid steer out here, you could move the dirt, but this can place it so much more effectively quicker.
Yeah, he's gonna come over here with the skid steer actually at the end of the day.
Okay.
So I can have him move that where you want. It's got the big bucket on it.
Okay.
So, but yeah, as far as backfilling and manipulating the dirt now you want it, I mean, it gives you every angle you can want. You can spin it here, you can spin the whole thing, you can dig around corners.
And the ability for you to actually move while you're digging without having to flip a seat around like you would on a backhoe or even the tractor. That's the thing, I didn't get the backhoe.
You can only spin here.
Yep.
This I can spin all the way around, drop it all the way to the other side. So
No,
it gives
that's
you a lot
true.
more versatility. That's what I liked about it.
Well, brother, you did some phenomenal work here. Very, very cool. I need to settle up with you because I'm sure you want to get paid. Hey, I'm all about making sure the people that do the good work get paid. Anyways, guys, I really hope you appreciate it. He might start a YouTube channel. Contemplating it. This is definitely a good topic.
A lot of services on the control boxes in particular, a lot of people have a lot of questions on.
But yeah, no, it's a...
With the pandemic, especially everybody, all that toilet paper they hoarded, they've been jacking up their septics, flushing it down the toilet.
I bet. And I'm sure there's a lot of septic issues that we might have over here with toilet paper as well.
2-3 years, pump them out.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is super cool. It's going to give us a lot of capabilities out here, which we really wanted, and now we have essentially an RV that can sit out here independent, and he, like you said, 2 to 3 years to pump this thing out, so we don't have to worry about really the septic on this thing anymore. It's just gonna take care of itself. That's awesome. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.